shine. Get that shine going this morning. It's your morning marijuana motivation time. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Marky Saint, and every morning I brave this Las Vegas heat to come bring you the heat just so you guys can rise up, be better human beings, and that's what this show's all about. We are saints. We light up the world, and this is what's going to happen, right? So, I'm getting the air conditioner first and foremost. Secondly, we're going to talk about fear because last night I had a nightmare that someone was trying to kill my brother. I don't even get a chance to think about my brother that often, and I also study about dreams and imagination courses in college. And the truth is that our rational minds aren't the same as our dream minds. It won't even make sense. We can try to do dreams and imagination courses in college. We can try Carl Jung, Jungian theories with all sorts of avatars and reasons why we have dreams. We can also go into interpretation. There's a lot of interpretation between tarot cards and astrology, and especially palm readers for us to predict the future. We've been thinking about it for a long time. Except for thinking about it doesn't change it. Just like my spiritual mentor Terry Prince told me, he said, worrying about it won't change the outcome. And a lot of us are stuck in the worry zone. We won't get up or move for nothing. I mean, not even a cattle prod. We are literally frogs in boiling water, and we have no ability or agility to jump out of said water or said a pot. And for us as human beings, to be so intelligent yet so unmotivated, it drives me a little bit crazy as another human being to see other human beings live in fear. It hurts my feelings to see people not live their lives fully, and to watch fear paralyze people instead of launching them. It paralyzes them, and there's almost only two choices for that missile. Either it's going to launch today, or we're going to have to put the launch off for another day. And I wanted people to launch today. I mean, it's Monday. It's time to be motivated. I got my motivation right here, and to get lit, we're going to have to actually get ignition. And that's something that I find people are getting, but they quickly go back to fear, right? So you can get ignition. You can watch a bunch of movies of Muhammad Ali in the videos and, motivational, informational type videos, and even watch my show. It's just one of those things that you have to face yourself. They call it the man in the mirror moment, but that man in the mirror moment, or woman in the mirror, is like, what do I want out of my life? Why am I doing the things that I'm doing? And then the biggest question of all is, why not do them? And usually that why not question format is going to bring up your excuse. And that's going to be tough to talk about. I didn't know how else to formulate that words, but it's just an excuse. I mean, you can rationalize till you're blue in the face. You know what I mean? Shout out to Billionaire Hemp Wraps. These guys are sponsoring me, so we're making billionaireblunt.com. Can't get the Instagram. We've been started for 30 minutes. That just happened. Okay, boom, billionaireblunt.com. So anyway, your boy is going into a phase where it's easier for me to pull off some of these things like traveling or being fearless, is because I keep practicing on my fear. They talk about it all the time, but if this wasn't for my 4,000th or 5,000th show, I wouldn't be so good at this. I wouldn't be so comfortable at speaking to myself in a room that's empty, speaking to a screen off my phone and talking to the world. That doesn't come easy, but it does come easy when you got practice, right? Like anything that you do over and over again, especially if you go to a job that someone's done it for a long time and they have to explain to you, the hand motions are the same thing over and over. Let me say like a Subway job, and you make the sandwich over and over again. Pretty soon you don't even have to stare at the menu anymore to know how to make a tuna sandwich. Apparently Subway's having a tough time with their tuna, but that's the point. That's the point, is for us to keep trying, right? And the biggest point is to have the ability to try. And that's why I think most people hold up, is they pre-calculate what they're going to say. They pre-calculate their emotions, and they pre-calculate the amount of work things take, right? So the amount of work and energy it's going to take, people kind of frown off. Think, ooh, that's going to be a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of my character changing. It's going to change a lot of my habits. I'm not quite sure if I really want to put in that amount of effort. And then that's when you start seeing the people slide away from the work. And then they start to slide away from their accountability. And you can see that because, it's like there they had a chance to do the damn thing, right? And whatever fear or excuse or negativity came into their world that changed their trajectory is going to hold strong. And I just didn't want people to let that voice be the voice of reason. I didn't want them to be stuck in that situation because of a single thought. We've talked about it in the past. I guess I can point in the corner and say white lies, but little white lies that we tell ourselves, oh, I can't go do that. I can't do that. Like that little C word was never in my vocabulary or allowed when I was a child. And one of the big books was I Think I Can. A little book about a little blue train going up the heavy hill with a big load. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And therefore I can. And that's the biggest thing is we're talking about thinking. Our forms of thinking of what we're capable of is so far under what we're actually capable of that frightens us, It frightens us how powerful we can be. We've been fragile. That doesn't frighten us as much. Fear doesn't frighten us as much. In fact, I think fear is kind of comforting. It's almost like drama. You know what I mean? People go, oh, there you go again. Okay, there it is. Yeah. I hate on a certain color or skin tone. And like I told my friend, when they started hating, then that's your vibe, right? Then you got to run around being a skinhead all the time, hating yourself almost, because you got hate in your heart. And now that's the game that you practice. So what if you practice the game of fearlessness? You get what I'm saying? What if you practice the game of facing yourself and accountability? We talk about the 4 agreements in this household all the time, but it's like one of the 4 agreements is to always do your best. Have you been doing that? And most people have to look themselves in the eye and go, no, that's not what I've been doing. I've been letting fear run shop in my head. I've been letting I've been playing negative fucking tracks in my head all day. I'll give you all the hits of why I didn't do what I wanted to do with my life. And it's like, this is your life, homie. This is my life, homie. You decide yours, and it's time that we all decide to jump. Like I talk about Steve Harvey, you're going to actually have to jump, and it's going to be scary, and you're going to get scratched up and all that good stuff. But it's important that we get ruffled up. It's important that we get scuffed up and scratched up because it lets us know we're alive. Most people don't want that kind of pain, so they don't try at all. I'm like, don't you want to try to actually feel? They're like, no, pass me the nitrous oxide. I don't want to feel anything. And I mean, talking about 14th century takeover, a lot of people, even like 15th, 18th century, your boy Freud, giving everybody cocaine and disguising it as psychotherapy. I'm not prescribing any drugs. In fact, I prescribe moderation. But the one thing I do want people to quit is their fear. Like straight up. I mean, I don't care what drug you're on or whatever floats your boat, whether it be a cigarette or a beer or both. I'm actually talking about fear stepping, and stepping beside your fear and that leap of faith, that moment where we were talking about Indiana Jones the other day, where he had the leap of faith. If anybody ever has a chance, you can watch it. But it was on the Last Crusade. He had Sean Connery, rest in peace, Sean Connery, as his father dying, and he had to make a leap of faith, and he could not see his step. He could not see the step in front of him. In fact, the step in front of him was a big crevasse. It was a big valley, looked like sudden death, looked for sure like certain death. But that's what I love about the challenge. My friend just told me the other day, once you made it across the leap of faith and you step out and you see that all the things that you were fearing were in your imagination, and that your next step was actually supported by your faith, and that you were supposed to take that chance, that you were supposed to risk. And there's so many people that are afraid, but like my buddy said, he had a whole bag of change. He grabbed the bus from the front of his door in Florida, and he got up and he got right to the airport. The bus went straight to the airport like most buses do, and he went and took a chance. Now this guy slept in parks, he slept on buses, he slept at my old shop. I'm not going to say his name out loud, but he made it work. And now he's sitting back there about to have another child at his house in Florida, looking safe and talking about his dream, talking about the time that he took the chance to just go and not make an excuse, but just go to these 10X classes, where did he go? He was at the LA Center. I mean, fuck sakes, dude, he got dressed up and somehow made it to the red carpet of the fucking Academy Awards or something like that. It was something like that. And it was just like, no fucking way. So then you ask people that are motivated and initiated, what's your excuse? What's my excuse? Why am I letting fear grip around my neck and choke me out from the things that are promised to me by my destiny, the things that are supposed to challenge me and rise me to the occasion? And then that's what I say is, these struggles are really lessons to see what your fortitude's about. And most of us want to buck it. We want to just say, fuck it, give up, walk away, situation's over. Shout out Saints Addiction. Follow us on Instagram, right? And then pretend like everything's going to be okay. And it's like, you wish you could wave off your lessons. This fucking game of life will fucking wake you up in the morning again and fucking teach you over and over till you get it. I mean, really. I mean, how many times have you fallen in love with the wrong person, or went to a job you didn't like, or how many times we got to bump our heads up against some lessons to learn them? I know myself, case in point. I just didn't want to learn them hard anymore. I wanted to get the lesson and keep it pushing. And that's why I do this in the morning at 10 minutes, and I'm over 10 minutes now, but I'll keep it pushing here at 15 minutes. But I wanted this to sink in for the people, especially on a Monday where you're supposed to be motivated and say, what's gripping me? What keeps me in procrastination? What things that lie in front of me that keep me from performing? And that's the thing is you get control over those things. You identify them rapidly, almost like a Alcoholics Anonymous class, and you go, I'm powerless to this thing. So now that you know that your fear is making you powerless, maybe it's time to turn up the effort. Like we say, try harder. Now it's about a time to wake up and slay that dragon. This is the morning marijuana motivation. We all have a dragon to slay. So make no mistake about it. Maybe it's not the same dragon as other people, but each person has a fear, a healthy fear, sometimes irrationally unhealthy fear. And each one of us finds a different way to approach it. And that's why we have strategies for this. And that's why I do this show in the morning, so we can give people some coping mechanisms for some of this stuff. Because there'll be days, I'm telling you, like I said, I had a nightmare last night, and I was like, what the fuck? I kind of woke up with some anxiety. I was like, no, that's not me, man. I don't have anxieties. I love my life. Let me revert my mind back to the things that I am blessed to have and the blessings that are coming my way. My girl's on the way. She came all the way down from San Francisco. My homies, they're supporting the dream. I got up this morning, had a few phone calls for business sake, and the awesomeness that's in my life, instead of this weird random dream that I had that I know most people would have been like, what is that, all day long, instead of going like, our brains don't function as well as we like to think, like a thorough thought like I'm having right now. They're incongruent, they're misfiring on all different levels. So our brain's trying to anticipate a brain or a dream. It's a bit of a waste of time for me, or at least I thought in college, and even now. I'm not going to go interpret my dreams. I just find them awkward and weird. But what I don't want to find awkward and weird is myself around the things that I want to do, in my life, and to face it head on and be like, okay, this isn't awkward anymore. This is me making a conscious decision to face something that normally would have made me incapacitated or not ready, or whatever you want to call it, change that outcome. To change my outcome, I have to change my strategies. And as we were watching the thing, we have to change tact, and our tacticalness will determine our success rate. And right now, I don't know a lot of people that know of their coping mechanisms for fear. I don't know if they know how to stop themselves from obsessing about certain thoughts, or how to churn that fear into fuel. And that's why I had to say that this morning, is this a healthy amount of fear can get you up in the morning, but I don't want to run on fear. I want to run on love. I want to run into love. I want to run for love. I want to be the type of things that give me that light. And I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited for the things that are coming in my life. I rapidly embrace and drive change. I can't wait for the next challenge, because it just makes me better. And about the attitude that I get that from, it just seeing it transform me. All the things I look back at my Herculean efforts, and like people are like, man, you traveled the world? Yes, I have. Oh shit, you've been through South Korean prison? Yes, I have. And I mean, as much as both things are kind of like, one's complimentary and one's embarrassing, it's still all my journey. So it's all the things that made me into who I am and the man that I am today. So did I ever think I would thank South Korean prison? At the Book Endure on Instagram, you can read my book at the Book Endure. I probably wouldn't have written a book if it wasn't for it. I probably wouldn't have started this show, and I probably wouldn't have started Saints Addiction. And now you know. Peace and love. As always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever. And I will see you on the other side. Ciao.